All right, boys, what's going on? Peter, Yush, Scrooge is in here, Phil, Optimus Prime, what's going on? Let's just make this one a quick one. Super boring day in the markets, not much to do. So obviously, the market has been going down a lot, but the problem with the market going down the way it is right now is you don't want to buy puts in the hole. Like, you don't want to buy puts right when it's bottoming out because the bounces are ridiculously strong in a bear market like this. I'm not saying we're in a bear market. I'm saying they're trying to change the trend down. Tomorrow is end of quarter and end of month, so be aware of that. There might be some big buying or big selling tomorrow. It could go either way. Again, we're just putting in inside days here. Like I've been telling you guys, when a stock or a market puts in an inside day, as you guys seen back here, the next day was an inside day. Next day again an inside day. This just means bears and bulls don't know which way the market's going. So all you had to do was put lines here. And this day closed within this day. Same thing with this one. This day closed within this day. So all you had to do this day 2 days ago was watch the highs and lows of what day is it? Wednesday, Tuesday, Monday. So the highs and lows of Monday, that's all you had to watch because we're on 2 straight inside days. Whatever way it broke was the way the momentum was going, and obviously we broke to the downside in a big way. And again, we're doing the same thing. So tomorrow the main key levels you need to be watching are today's high and low. Today's high is 437. Today's low is 433.85. So whichever way we break is a short-term momentum in the market. Tomorrow's end of quarter. Friday's end of week. So we have 0 DTs today. We had 0 DTs tomorrow. 0 DTs on Friday, which means there's 3 different expiration dates, which means scalpers will be fully out and making this market volatile. As you guys seen today, like I don't even remember the last time I seen a day like this on SPY. Like what the hell is this? Huge. So pre-market we're down, dumping. Finally bottomed out around 9:45, ripped up, set the highs for the day here. So at 10 a.m., 10:45 we set the highs, and right here is when we set the lows. So those are the only 2 levels you need to be watching today. 430 tomorrow, 437.04, 433.85, whichever way we break is probably short-term direction. And expect volatility. I mean, what the hell is this? Look at this. Low, went to the high of the day, straight to the low of the day, straight back to the high of the day, and straight back to the low of the day. That's insane. 4 times over and over. And then we ended up closing. So we opened today at 434.76. We closed today at 434.44. So a grand total of a 32-cent move today. With all this volatility, we only changed the daily candle by 30 cents. So that's what I've been telling you. I told you guys yesterday as well. These days are just like, yesterday was a bear day fully. The day before that, where we opened was very close to where we closed. So it was just kind of volatile during the day, and then the open and the close are almost the exact same. So keep an eye on those 2 numbers for tomorrow on SPY. Those are the only numbers that matter. QQQ is the weakest sector. They are selling tech like it's out of style. A lot of these companies are overvalued, and people are trying to dump them before end of quarter, it looks like. So tech is the weakest by far. We closed under yesterday. We did not put an inside day as we did on SPY. Can you shut up? So SPY put in an inside day. QQQ lost the low of the day today. So obviously the weakest sector is tech. Look at the volume and the selling. So the bears are in full control on tech. SPY, we're still trying to pick a direction here. XLF was strong. That's why SPY, I didn't even look at the chart yet, but I can tell you it was strong because tech broke yesterday's lows, but SPY did not, which means XLF closed within yesterday's range. We did not break yesterday's lows. Well, we did break yesterday's lows, but we tagged the 8-day moving average at 37.94. Low of the day was 37.95, so we bounced off that nicely and closed decent on XLF. Yeah, so the lows were way down here. We closed well off the lows in XLF. On QQQ, the lows were right here, and we barely closed above it. So that's what I'm saying. Financials are stronger than tech right now. IWM is also weak, closed below the pre-market range, closed lower. Let's see the daily here. Just more sideways on QQQ. I mean, look at this chart. Since February of this year, we've been range bound at the top here. So we need a break one way or the other, or the longer this goes on, the more it's telling me it's a topping pattern. So keep watching this one. ES, nothing here. VIX still putting in higher highs, higher lows. So if this is the low, if we go and take out this high right here of 28.79, above 28.79, this market will get really, really volatile. SPY will probably dump another 5-6 points if we do break this high right here. It's in the process right now. We've been in a downtrend for a long, long time. And look, this was the low. Then we put in a higher high. See, this was the high. This was the low. Put in a higher high. And then we put in a higher low. Another higher high. Another higher low. Another higher high. And now if this is a low, it's a higher low. So we need to go and take out 28.79 for this market to catch more downside. Other than that, it should be going up if we do not take out 28.90. Okay. Other than that, Bitcoin still in that falling wedge formation. I told you guys 38K is my number. 38K is a very, very important support. Underneath there's a little volume here all the way down to like 35. So I really want Bitcoin to hold 38, 39 range. Wait, what's going on? Oh, it's lagging. Where is this? Where is this guy? Stream is healthy. They're saying it's lagging, bro.
It's just our internet.
It's our internet?
I see it right on your screen, the yellow line.
That just means internet?
It's our internet.
All right, so it might be lagging a little bit, guys. There might be a problem with the internet, Matt's saying.
There's nothing I can do about it.
Yeah, sorry, guys. Okay, let's see if we got something else tomorrow. Okay, let's go over some individual tickers here. We got Amazon breaking down. Bears are in full control of this market, guys, especially tech. Tech is getting sold off hard. Tomorrow is end of quarter. Let's see if some of these funds want to buy some of these high value tech names going into end of quarter. It's possible. I mean, Amazon still hasn't filled that gap all the way up to 3,500 yet. But right now, bears are in full control. We haven't lost yesterday's lows, so that's what you need to watch on Amazon first tomorrow. If we do hold yesterday's lows of 32.90, if we hold 32.90, Amazon can absolutely rip tomorrow. But if we lose 32.90, there's a big room down all the way down to 31.75. So Amazon 32.90 is key hold, or else we could drop another 100 points on it easily. And anything is possible. It doesn't matter how strong you think these stocks are. It doesn't matter how good you think these stocks are. Yeah, they're saying no bueno, bro. It's lagging too much. Oh.
I really can't fix that right now. Or else the whole stream would shut down.
Alright.
Try clicking.
You guys open up your own charts. You guys know I'll know how to chart. If you guys hear me talk, just open up a chart. AMD looks like trash. It is still in this bull flag technically, but you don't want this much consolidation after in a bull flag. Weekly looks fine. We're still just flagging out. As long as we hold last week's low of 99.50, today we got 99.80. So what you want to watch in AMD is 99.50 hold. As long as we hold 99.50, it should move up next week. Let's see. But again, right now, it all depends on the market. Market is very weak. That's why it's been so boring. There's not that many trades to take. It's better just to sit on your hands. Like I said, it's always better just to be bored than it is to have a red P&L. And Netflix was one of the stronger stocks today. We closed green. Looks like it's just, it broke out from these levels over here. For the last 4 days, it's been struggling with this 593 level. Today, we broke through and we closed above it. So let's see if we get follow through on Netflix all the way to 615.60 is the all-time high. And that's what we're looking for on this move, especially with this big bull volume that's coming in today. Something's up with Netflix. They're doing something with gaming. Let's see if they announce something during their earnings. Twitter set up so perfectly on the monthly, so set up so perfectly on the weekly, and still just absolutely dumped. Twitter was one of the weaker stocks the last 2 days. I've noticed it. If you look at the other tech stocks, they weren't even as weak as Twitter, just continuously breaking supports. Support after support after support. Huge sell volume at the close there, and we closed at 60 bucks. This stock, this is a daily now. Talking about the weekly here. Remember off the weekly, we bought off the 50-day moving average, and look exactly where we came right back. So hammer candle, look at this. Hammer candle off the weekly, we ran for like 10 weeks straight. What's the difference this time? Hammer candle off the weekly, one green week of 7.6%, and then the next week we gave all of it back. We gave back 10%. Everything we gained, we gave back and more in Twitter, and we're right back down at the 50-day moving average. Let's see if we can get some buying here today and tomorrow, end the week with a hammer candle, and that changes the scene a little bit, but for right now, bears in full control. Thank you, CJ. I'll figure it out tomorrow. I don't know what the hell happened today. Airbnb looks like whatever. There's nothing really here. 154.50. I love equity for Airbnb. I really want to buy equity in Airbnb. I want 154.50 is where I'm looking for. I have it written down right here. If the market continues to dump and this gets down to 154.50, I will be buying my first third of equity of Airbnb. SC looks like trash, broke down. Looks like news is coming on this one. They're selling off high growth names. There's no other way to look at it. SC selling off, broke yesterday's low. I'm sure ZM did. I didn't even look at it. ZM got crushed, broke yesterday's low. TDOC probably broke too. TDOC broke yesterday's low. It's just, they're just valued too high. What else does Kathy own? SQ annihilated. Every single thing in ARK Invest by Kathy Wood is getting just pummeled. They're going after her, or the valuations of her companies are way too high. So she's got SQ, what else does she have? No idea. Why are you guys even paying attention to a guy named Kyle, bro? His name's Kyle, his life's miserable enough. Shop broke yesterday's low. Another one is Shop, very highly overvalued company. Great company in the long term, in my opinion, but all these companies just got a little too ahead of themselves, and these ones will lose the money first. They'll lose, people will sell these. When you guys hear like the market is risky or take risk off, the first thing people sell are these high growth names because they're overvalued. They're the first, they come down the hardest. So Shop broke yesterday's lows, SQ broke it, SC broke it. I'm sure Melly followed them. Melly, another one, broke yesterday's low. Fiverr and Etsy are in those categories too, broke yesterday's low. Etsy probably did too. Yep, Etsy broke yesterday's low as well. So these high growth names are the first ones to sell off. Moderna had bad news today. They said Moderna shots for 18 to 24-year-olds. This news is from Turkey, thank you. They said Moderna's shot for 18 to 24-year-olds is not recommended. They recommend Pfizer instead because there's more complications with Moderna. That should crush vaccines. So the thing, we should have been short vaccines. I missed this play completely. When a stock runs up this much, at some point, all the news is just baked in. Remember, vaccines were getting good news every single day over and over again, and they didn't respond to it. Once a stock runs up this much and then they stop responding to good news, that's a sign that that stock is way, like, it overshot. Remember what I told you guys? There's always a median level on stocks, which means there's always a mean. Like, let's say Moderna, with all that news caked in, was supposed to be $300. What happens is people jump in, momentum goes, and it's like an elastic. It overruns to the upside, and then it overruns to the downside, and it always finds itself back to the mean, which is what I'm trying to say. It's the same thing that happened in SPY during COVID. Here, I'll just show you guys just what I mean, just because it's kind of confusing. I'm talking about rubber bands and stocks. But you see this COVID move on in March of, where is it? Right here. So this is COVID, right? During March of last year. What happened was maybe like COVID, it obviously caused a pandemic. It screwed up everything, right? Whatever. It screwed up small businesses, economy was screwed up. Maybe all that bad news should have taken SPY to 280. That's the true value, okay? We're talking about what's the real value of SPY might have been 280. But what happens is momentum started kicking into the downside. Bears started stepping on the gas, and it went all the way down to 218. So that's what I'm talking about. Let's say the mean is here at 280. SPY was supposed to be at 280 off the COVID news. Momentum and like stepping on the gas and like people piling in short took SPY all the way down to 218. So what happens when you stretch an elastic too far and you let it go? It snaps down and then it snaps back up. You know what I mean? So maybe SPY was supposed to be at 280, but we snapped too far down and then we had to snap all the way back up. And then the Fed started pumping money into it and we just kept running and never stopped. So that's what I mean by the mean and real value and momentum and stuff. That's just what kind of my explanation on it. CRM, this is one to keep on watch. If the market does rebound, we have a increased guidance for a full year on CRM. For right now, we are still above the gap. If we fall below 266, then we have a gap fill all the way to 260. So 266 hold is must. Other than that, if the market rebounds and starts going up, CRM will rip. It'll probably go right back to these highs of 286. So watch CRM if we do recover in the market, but again, it all depends on the market. GS looks like trash. So like ascending support here. I don't know where I drew it from. Whatever. It was here before I was watching it. So if GS takes out this little support here, it looks like a lot more downside. But there's a huge volume shelf on GS at 370. 370 would be a good pickup in my opinion. Banks don't get affected too much by these rates. But other than that, I'm not really interested. IBM I just looked at for stonctions. Don't really care about the chart. It moves too slow for me. Boeing. Remember I showed you guys this weekly chart on Boeing a bunch of times. Look at this big volume shelf that's here. So we had 9 weeks to break out here, 21 weeks, took 9 weeks this time, took 10 weeks this time, and right now we are on 8, 12, 16, 17, 17 weeks this time. So this time it took 17 weeks. If we do break out like we did back here, look at this, the 21-week consolidation, we broke out for 5 weeks straight, and BA actually looks great here for a run to 300. So keep an eye on Boeing. They are getting a lot of contracts. The Air Force just signed a new contract with them. China canceled some contracts with them. That's why they didn't rip yet, in my opinion. But in the late stage bull market, industrials always run. Industrials always run in late stage bull market. So keep an eye on Boeing for a run to 300. Just straight. And when Boeing moves up, it moves up. Like look at this, 9 weeks and then straight up for 4 weeks. 21 weeks and then straight up for 5 weeks. 9 weeks, 5 weeks. Same thing, man. It's just been ripping. So it's ready. Boeing actually looks great. My entry on this one would probably be above today's high. Today's high, let's see this. So where did Boeing reject today? Boeing rejected at the 200-day moving average, which is at $228.50. A close above 228.50 on Boeing sets up a weekly run that could run a lot. So keep an eye on Boeing. Tesla.